Hello everyone and welcome to Data Analysis YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is dedicated to explaining Microsoft Excel in very simple ways, and it is a very suitable channel for the beginner users of Microsoft Excel. So for this particular tutorial, we will be talking about all the icons in the alignment section of the Home tab. The information that we will use for this particular tutorial is the information days of the week, like you can see on the spreadsheet on your screen. Let us get started. To effectively explain all the icons in the alignment section of the Home tab, I am going to expand the row width of row number 1 because I intend to use cell A1 to explain the items, the icons in the alignment section of the Home tab. So I want to use the information in cell A1. I have expanded the row width of row number 1. So we begin with the top icon on the left of the alignment section. And that icon is called top align. So what this does is that it aligns the text or the information that you have in this cell, it aligns it to the top, just like this. The next icon just beside is called middle align. So what this does is that it aligns the information that you have in that cell, in the highlighted or selected cell, to the middle of the cell. Remember that you always have to select the cell that you want to format or edit. You have to select the cell so that whatever functionalities that you select will be applicable to that cell or group of cells. The next icon is bottom align. So by selecting this icon, the information in cell A1 has been aligned to the bottom of the cell. And just under the bottom align icon, we have align right. So to better understand the align right function, I am just going to expand the column A, and I am expanding it so we can better understand what the align right icon does exactly. So I select the align right icon, and this is what I have. So it aligns the information in the cell to the right of the cell. And just before the align right icon, we have the center, align center icon. By selecting this icon, all the information in the cell is aligned in the middle of the cell. And just before the align center icon, we have the align left icon. By selecting this icon, all the information is aligned to the left of the cell. And by default, any information that you enter in Microsoft Excel spreadsheet is aligned to the left by default. You can select to align, you can choose to align it to the center, or you can choose to align it to the right. It depends on what you want. The next functionality on the alignment section that we will talk about is orientation. So what this orientation icon does, it rotates the information that you have in a cell diagonally or vertically. It rotates it to give you different levels of alignment as you may choose. So it doesn't apply only to a particular cell. Of course, when you select or highlight a group of cells, it is applicable to all the highlighted or selected group of cells. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I am going to select only cell A1. I have selected cell A1 days of the week, and selecting the drop down on the orientation button, I see other options, counterclockwise, angle counterclockwise. By selecting this, I see how the information is presented. The next option is counterclockwise. By selecting the counterclockwise icon, I can see how the information is presented. The next one is vertical text. This particular option makes all the information in cell A1 to be represented vertically, days of the week. And the next option in the orientation tab is rotate text up. So by selecting this, you see days of the week facing up. And the next icon is rotate text down. By selecting this, you see days of the week is repositioned facing downwards. And then we have this other option that says format cell alignment. By selecting this option, I see a dialog box. So this dialog box has other functionalities in it, and we will go through it one after the other. So we will start with this orientation. As we can see how the text is looking. So we see the text days of the week is facing downwards, which we have a preview here. And then underneath, we see the degrees. So the information that we have, days of the week in cell A1, is aligned by minus 90 degrees. And we can select how we want this to be. We can choose whichever degrees we want this to be aligned. We can drag with you can drag with your mouse, or you can enter the numbers manually as you choose. But let us go back, and I would like to select 0 so that my text is aligned normally the way it should be, or the way I want it to be in this case. And if you see still on the format cells dialog box, you have other options like wrap text, merge cells. We are going to come to that in a bit. And if you see other options, which is font, we talked about the font, everything about the font in the previous video, but there are some more effects that we did not talk about, which is the strike through, the superscript, and the subscript. So strike through, what it does is that you have a strike through of the text or the information that is in the selected cell. And you have a table called preview, which shows you how the text or the information would look. So in the case of strike through, I have selected strike through, and in the preview option shows me how the days of the week will look. Let us select this option, for example, and then we have this. We see a single strike through for days of the week. And we can take this out by unchecking the strike through box, and then we have what we had earlier. We go to the next option, which is the border. We had talked about this in the previous video. So please do well to see the previous video before this. And then we also talked about the fill, and for the protection, this particular cell, you can use it to hide or to lock your cells or your spreadsheet, your worksheet, okay, as you deem fit. In later series of the video, we will talk about the protection. So let us go back to talking about alignment. I click OK, 90 degrees, and I choose OK. And then we have days of the week back to the way it was when we started this tutorial. And I would reposition the row width by dragging to the position that I want it to be. And the next icons is decrease indent and increase indent. So we will start with the decrease indent. Decrease indent is you move your content closer to the cell border. Increase indent is you move your content farther away from the cell border. So this is why for the increase indent, of course, we can see, and the cell border, of course, means that the border from the left. So increase indent moves your information away from the cell border. Decrease indent moves it to the cell border. The next icon on the alignment tab is wrap text. So to better understand what wrap text does, I am going to readjust the column width to look like other columns, to look like the sizes of other columns. So I have adjusted my column width, but there is something we can see. The days of the week information does not fit properly into cell A1. It is going into cell B1. It doesn't fit properly. So for example, if we have another information in cell B1, just by looking at the spreadsheet, we will not understand that there is some information, days of the. There is no week. The week is not visible, except you check the formula bar, right? So we have a function in Microsoft Excel to deal with this, and the function is called wrap text. So what wrap text does, it wraps extra long text into multiple lines so that you can see all of it in that particular cell. And I have selected cell A1 again, and I select the wrap text function. Now we cannot see this properly because I need to adjust the row width. So I have adjusted the row width, and now you see days of the week has been wrapped to fit properly into cell A1. If I select, I can go and choose the undo button, and then it goes back to the way it was. I'm going to remove this number because it was for illustrative purposes only. And I expand row A, I readjust it so that we can better understand. And then the next icon on the alignment tab is called merge and center. So let us assume that we still have days of the week in cell A1, which is in the default size. Days of the week does not fit properly into cell A1. And we do not want to wrap the text. So we have another option, which is merge and center. Just by looking at the spreadsheet, we see that days of the week has spilled into cell B1. What we can do is that we can merge cell A1 and cell B1 to give more room, to give more space to days of the week so that it is very visible for everybody to know the information that is in days of the week cell. So I highlighted the two cells and I selected the merge and center icon to have this. And of course, you can select the undo button and it goes back to the way it was. So let us do that again. Days of the week is going into cell B1, and then I select cell A1 and cell B1 by holding down my mouse. So I select cell A1, I still hold my mouse and I drag into cell B1. Having highlighted both cells, I come and select merge and center, and this is it. The information, the two cells have been merged properly, and days of the week information is more visible. The merge and center icon has a drop-down button which has other options. I am going to expand, readjust the column width of column A and column B. So what merge and center does is that it merges the number of cells that you want to merge, and it centers the information. So it aligns the information to the center of the merged cells. This is what it does. So it's a two-in-one functionality. It merges and it aligns it to the center. The next function is merge across. So if we want to unmerge this, if you want to unmerge the cells, you just select the unmerge cells icon, and then you have unmerged. We select, if we want to see how the merge across works, I have, as usual, highlighted the two cells that I want to merge, and I click on the drop down, merge across, and I select merge across, and we see this happening. So this is what we have for merge across. Merge across, merge across. So merge across merges the cells without aligning the text in the cells to the center of the cells that have been merged. It is different from merge and center. So merge and center merges the cells and aligns the text in the cells to the center of the cells that have been merged. But merge across just merges the cells that have been highlighted, but does not realign the text to the center of the cells that have been merged. And you want to unmerge the cells, you just select the unmerge button, and there you have it. I hope that you understand all that have been said in this particular lesson. And if you like the contents that you have seen, please like, click on the like button. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can drop your comments in the comment section so that we know how we can improve in subsequent sections. Thank you